It all started with a wink, an unassuming little thing that has led us here today. She was not one for the bar. We only lived mere miles apart, more like a second chance away. We had both loved and lost, and we'd both been on first dates, but this one was different.
잘 봐주죠? 네. 안 돌봐줘.
닭고기. 왜 닭고기 먹기 싫으면 먹지 마.
아니 여기 구멍이 있다.
아, 어디에? 닭고기에?
아니 여기요.
아. 이렇게 잘라줄까? 반도 잘라줄까?
반 더.
반 더?
네. 아 여기.
이렇게 작게.
빵.
A thousand times I'm tired of thinking it's raining, but something in your eyes is shining me. You say it's time to let go. I say, where you going with my heart? I'm so free in love. Tell me where you going with my heart. I say, where you going? Where you going? Where you going with my heart?
I fell in love 1,000 times. Could have been dreaming. It always felt so real till I woke up and lost all meaning. You said things I want to trust. I said, where you going with my heart? I still believe in